The average American carries over $6,500 in credit card debt. The average new car payment reached nearly $780 per month in 2025. The average household spends over $3,500 annually eating out. And according to Bankrate, nearly 60% of Americans say they live paycheck to paycheck. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people are not financially stressed because of one massive mistake. They're stressed because of dozens of small financial habits that slowly drain money every single month. The habits look normal because almost everyone around them is doing the same thing. That's what makes them dangerous. This video breaks down 10 completely normal habits that quietly keep people financially stuck. None of them look dramatic. Most actually feel socially acceptable, but over 10, 20, or 30 years, they create massively different financial outcomes. Habit 1: upgrading your lifestyle. Every time you get a raise, one of the biggest financial traps is lifestyle inflation. Income increases, and immediately, the apartment gets bigger, the car gets newer, the vacations get more expensive, the spending rises. According to research from Goldman Sachs, over 40% of households earning more than $200,000 per year still report living paycheck to paycheck. Not because they don't earn enough, because their expenses expanded right alongside their income. Someone earning $60,000 and saving $10,000 yearly often builds wealth faster than someone earning $150,000 and saving almost nothing. Wealth is not determined by income alone. It's determined by the gap between what you earn and what you spend. The financially smart approach feels boring. When your income rises, keep your lifestyle mostly the same for a while. Invest the difference instead. Habit 2: financing depreciating assets. The average new car payment in America reached approximately $772 monthly by late 2025. More than 20% of new car buyers now commit to payments exceeding $1,000 per month. That means many households spend $9,000 to $15,000 yearly just on car payments before insurance, fuel, maintenance, registration. Meanwhile, according to Kelley Blue Book, most new vehicles lose around 20% of their value immediately, 30% or more within the first year. A $50,000 SUV can easily become worth $35,000 to $38,000 after just 12 months. That's a depreciation loss larger than many Americans save annually. Now compare that to someone driving a reliable 5-year-old Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, older Lexus. The monthly savings invested at 8% returns over 20 years can grow into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Transportation gets both people to the same destination. One arrives building wealth, the other arrives financing depreciation. Habit 3: treating convenience like a necessity. The average American household spends over $3,500 annually on dining out. Food delivery apps increased spending even further because convenience removes friction. A $15 lunch doesn't feel financially dangerous. Neither does a $7 coffee, a $4 energy drink, daily takeout. But repeated daily, the math becomes brutal. Someone spending $25 daily on convenience purchases spends over $9,000 yearly, invested at 8% returns over 30 years. That becomes roughly $1 million. Most people dramatically underestimate recurring spending because no single purchase feels large enough to matter. Habit 4: Shopping for entertainment, online shopping has turned spending into a dopamine activity. According to consumer behavior research, online shoppers spend approximately 15 to 30% more than people shopping in physical stores. Why? Because modern shopping apps remove friction completely. One-click ordering, saved payment methods, instant checkout. Algorithms designed to maximize impulse buying. The easiest way to reduce spending is surprisingly simple. Add friction back, delete shopping apps, remove saved cards, wait 48 hours before non-essential purchases. Most emotional spending disappears once time interrupts impulse. Habit 5. Ignoring small recurring expenses. Americans now spend hundreds monthly on subscriptions. Streaming services, apps, cloud storage, gym memberships, premium memberships, software. Many people pay for services they barely even use. According to C+R research, consumers underestimate subscription spending by nearly $100 to $200 monthly. That's $1,200 to $2,400 yearly, quietly disappearing. Recurring expenses compound exactly like investing does, except in reverse. Habit 6. Spending money to look successful. The average luxury car payment now exceeds $1,100 monthly. Designer clothing spending continues rising. Social media normalized visible consumption. The pressure to look successful became extremely expensive. But studies on millionaire behavior consistently show something interesting. According to Ramsey Solutions research on over 10,000 millionaires, the top car brands driven by millionaires were Toyota, Honda, Ford, not luxury brands. Many wealthy people quietly prioritize investments, cash flow, assets over visible status symbols. One person buys assets, the other buys appearances. Only one builds lasting wealth. Habit 7. Delaying investing. According to Fidelity, the average 401k balance for Americans approaching retirement remains far below what most experts recommend. Why? Because many people wait too long to begin investing. Here's the math. Someone investing $500 monthly starting at age 25 at 8% annual returns could accumulate roughly $1.5 million by age 65. Someone starting at age 35 would end with roughly half that amount despite only starting 10 years later. Time matters enormously because compound growth accelerates later in the process. The earlier money begins compounding, the less effort required later. Habit 8. Depending on one income source. According to IRS data and multiple millionaire studies, most self-made wealthy households eventually develop multiple income streams, not necessarily huge businesses. Sometimes side consulting, freelancing, investing, rental income, digital products, content creation. Relying entirely on one paycheck creates enormous vulnerability. One layoff, one economic downturn, one industry shift. And financial stress appears immediately. Diversified income creates stability. Habit 9. Avoiding financial awareness. Many people avoid checking account balances, reviewing spending, calculating debt, learning investing, because discomfort feels unpleasant. But financial avoidance is expensive. According to Federal Reserve surveys, many Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency expense without borrowing money. Awareness creates control. Ignoring numbers creates drift. Financially successful people usually know what they earn, what they spend, what they owe, and where their money is actually going. Habit 10. Relying on motivation. Instead of systems, Motivation fades quickly. Systems scale. More than 1 million workers accumulated billions through automatic retirement contribution programs because the money invested automatically before they could spend it. Automatic systems outperform willpower. Automatic. Investing. Saving. Transfers. Retirement contributions reduce emotional decision-making, and fewer emotional financial decisions usually lead to better long-term outcomes. Here's the uncomfortable reality. Most wealth building is incredibly boring. Driving paid-off cars, cooking at home, investing consistently, avoiding impulse purchases, living below your means. None of this looks exciting online, but the math becomes enormous over time. Saving and investing. $15,000 annually at 8% returns for 25 years becomes approximately $1.2 million. The boring habits create freedom. The exciting spending habits create financial pressure. Most financial stress does not come from one catastrophic decision. It comes from repeated patterns, normal habits, invisible spending, lifestyle inflation, and the opposite is also true. Financial freedom rarely arrives through one lucky break. It usually arrives through boring decisions repeated consistently for years. The habits that feel restrictive today often become the exact habits that create freedom later.